Meat City, baby.
Hello and welcome back to Meat City Gaming. JD here with another 1000 Gamerscore report. And today I'm covering Real Farm, and this is the gold edition of the game, but it works for either version if you have the original back from a couple of years ago. And this, I haven't done one of these videos in a while, and I wanted to do one for this game because I think it's a really easy, straightforward 1000 Gamerscore. So it's a great game for this kind of video, and I want to take it one step further. Usually I just outline the achievements and kind of how difficult are they. Are there some snags? Are there some glitched ones? Is it tough to do? Is it easy to do? So I'm going to do all of that, but beyond that, I'm actually going to give a bit of a walkthrough to the 1000 gamer score because I picked up some tips along the way, and if you use them, this game can be an easy 1000 gamer score pretty quickly. Like definitely, I think under 10 hours, maybe half that if you're super efficient, and certainly twice or 3 times or 4 times longer than that if you don't know what you're doing and if you don't take advantage of a couple of things in the game. So first thing we're going to do is jump into the career mode, and then we'll take a look at the achievements for this game. And so you can see here we are in game, and if we go to the achievements tab, there are only 15 achievements for this game, so it's a very straightforward list, so that's great. And on top of that, there are no collectibles, there's very little side quest, busy work, anything like that. It's a very straightforward game. It's not a great game, it's not a fun game, even considering other farm sim type games, it's worse than other ones of those I've played, but it's straightforward and easy enough to do. And again, we're here to talk about the achievements. The achievements are super easy. They are a 10 out of 10. There's no collectibles. There's no, like, you have to find some secret thing hidden some way. Everything is very straightforward, and everything can be accomplished in a logical, straightforward manner. So let's take a look at the achievements, and we'll start with the ones that I've unlocked already to get to this point. So we go to the unlocked achievements, and in order, the first thing you need to do when you get into the game is, of course, there's a tutorial just like everything else. And so learn the basics. This is a farm sim type game. You get into a tractor, you attach the right components to it, and then you go work a field, whether it's plowing, seeding, harvesting, whatever it is. So you'll have a couple of those very basic early tutorial. This is how the game works. This is how the equipment works. Here's how you use it. It's not super intuitive. They leave a lot of stuff unanswered that you kind of have to just figure out, but easy enough to get done. Once you finish the tutorial, the game kind of opens up a little bit into sort of a free roam mode. So this is the map for the game, and you're going to start out near your home base here. And this is the first farm, but it's not your farm. It's still somebody else's while you build up money. So after you do the tutorial, the game is going to give you the quest of get $350,000. And when you do that, then you can buy this first farm. So over here, until you do that, there'll be a little icon on the ground that you can use to take jobs. And there will be 5 of these throughout the map. So there's one here, and then the other ones you can see are all marked on the map. Here's 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the first thing that you should do when you get access to this free roam is go around and do one of the jobs for each of the people, and that will give you job hopper. Do at least one job for all of the farmers. And the tutorial missions do count, but for some reason, like I did those and then jumped right around, did one of each, and I got it. But if for some reason you don't, come back and do the main tutorial guy again, and that'll be one for each, and you'll get that achievement unlocked. However, don't just do any job, because there are a bunch of different kinds of jobs. And let's see, do I have close access to a farm? So you'll have almost no money. You'll need to start grinding out money. That's the whole point. And you don't have any of your own stuff. You don't have your own farm. You don't have your own equipment. All you can do are jobs where equipment is provided to you. So you can see here, I did have a truck here. I could have just jumped to it. So you'll come to a farm, and you can see here is the job board. And usually there's more than one. Usually there's 2, sometimes 3, sometimes even 4. And there's different types of jobs, but they're all one thing you do with the field: plow, cultivate, harvest, water. And some of them are extremely slow and some of them are very fast. So the plowing jobs take a ton of time because you're dragging a little plow with a small working area over a big patch of dirt, and you have to go back and forth, and it's really slow. And so the payout just isn't worth your time. You could spend 45 minutes plowing a field to get $3,000. Do the math on how long that would take to get 350,000. It's crazy and it's not worth it. Instead, you want to stick to the jobs that are fast. And the ones that are fast are spraying, fertilizing, and pesticides. So watering the ground using fertilizer and using insecticide. Those, you just drag something behind you and it sprays a wide area. You go much faster and you can be done one of those in 2 minutes or 3 minutes. And the pay is largely the same. It's based on the size of the field, not the job that you're doing. So if you have one of those jobs, you can get the same pay and take 40 minutes or take 2 minutes. Obviously, stick to the 2 minutes. Now, if you go through the 5, and you can see, here's another tip on how to do this quickly, right? Take a truck, something, your plow, you can rent equipment early on, and you should do that. Rent something cheap, something easy, and put them at each of the farm locations, and then you can jump. So there's no fast travel to a location, but left and right on the D stick, you can go between your different vehicles. So leave a vehicle at each of the job spots, and then you can jump to it, get out, check the jobs. Oh, no good ones, jump to the next one, get out, check the jobs, right? And so then you can go through all 5 and find just the prime ones that you want to do, the fast ones: watering, fertilizing, pesticides, and knock those out very quickly. The other thing that you have to watch out for is renting or using your own equipment. So some of the jobs you take and the equipment is provided. You just run to the back, they've got everything you need. A tractor will be there, the attachment, you have to hook them up yourself, drive to the field, do the job, turn in the quest, and you're done. Great. Some of them say bring your own equipment, and of course then you have to have your own equipment. Well, you can't do that for the fertilizer and the insecticide. I think you can do watering, but you can't do the other ones, bring your own equipment, because you don't have access to the fertilizer stores and the insecticide stores because you don't have your own farm. So that's the first big hurdle. How do you get $350,000 doing these jobs? It is a bit tedious, but if you have the efficient path, if you can jump from spot to spot, if you can pick the quick and easy jobs, you can get through it without too much trouble. If you run completely out of jobs and they get stuck for a while on, there's just cultivating and plowing at each of the 5 locations, you can fast forward time. So if you go to your home base, right here next to the house is a spot to rest. And this takes 6 hours at a time. When you use it, sleep and time will advance. If you have a job that you're kind of stuck in and you don't want it, you can use this to cancel the job. You can also just jump out of the vehicle, but this will do that for you as well. The other thing you can do is just let time run. If you go into the options and you bump time up to fast, now time will start moving much quicker and you'll get some changeover in those jobs. And then new ones will refresh and you'll once again be able to do the prime jobs, spraying, fertilizing, the quick ones, and avoid the slow ones. So that's the first kind of hurdle in the game that you're gonna need to overcome. And so by doing that, you're then gonna get these next couple of achievements, and they are, so Real Farmer, you have to spend 5 hours in the fields. You'll get that as you're doing these jobs, trying to build up your money. You'll get Busy Work, you have to complete 50 jobs, and then Contractor, you have to complete 100 jobs. You will get those. There's no way to shortcut it other than just picking the jobs that take the least amount of time. When you do that, well, the way I did it, I got 100 jobs done and I was close to the 350,000, but not quite there. I think I needed like 5 more jobs, maybe 10 more jobs. So get as close as you can to that 350,000, but don't hit it, because when you do, the second you get 350,000, the game buys the farm for you. You don't get to choose when or anything like that. You hit 350K, boom, you've bought the farm and you're into the next game mode, and you lose that huge chunk of cash. Instead, what you want to do is when you get close to the 350K is you want to get ready to do the thing that's going to save so much time and effort in this game. It's a bit of a money exploit. So there's a shop in the game where you can buy equipment, tractors, attachments, all that kind of stuff. It's here, the vehicle shop, right? This is home base, and this is the vehicle shop. If you come into the dealer, one item per week will be on sale, and it's random. I don't know if it's a set order or if it's truly random for each new game. But you can come in, and if you see, how do you figure it out? Well, on Monday morning, I think it is, they tell you what the item is. That's not too much help because it's just going to say random company name and then like random letters, Fern GT50. Well, what is that? I have no idea. But if you look in the equipment menu, you can see here, look, there's that visual 26,000 crossed out. That means you're on the right page. That means this is where the sale is, right? If I go in to one of these, right? If I go in here first, the artifact kind of stays. But if I start like, nope, I didn't get it. Nope, where is it? Where's the sale? Where's the sale? Up there, I can see the 26,000. I can see the money with the cross out. It's in here. And then how do I figure out which one it is? You can look here in the menu and you see discount 20%, right? So this is the item that's for sale. So, well, what does that mean? How is that helpful? Well, you can see the item normally costs 26,000 and the discount price is 20,800. So let's buy one. 20,800. You can see it there on the ground. And if I go back in and go to sell, and this will be at the bottom, now I can sell it for 23,400. So I just made money, right? And the great thing about that is you can do it super quickly, and you can have up to 7 items here in this kind of garage space. So as I buy these, watch, I'll buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now if I try to buy one more, it'll tell me there's no more space left, right? They put them down on the ground and you can only have 7 here at once. So of course you could like pick them up and move them and then buy another one, but it takes too long, right? So buy 7, go back in, and then sell 7. And that way you can just make a ton of money super quickly. Now, again, you're gonna be careful about that $350,000 mark. So when you get to 345,000, buy a bunch of these and then time it so that you cross 350 but still have some left, or equipment of some kind. So then you cross 350, you'll get the farm, you'll lose all your money, but you'll have some more of this equipment kind of stashed or stored or saved. You can buy, even the stuff that's not on sale, buy a big expensive tractor, have it sit here, then buy the stuff that's on sale, make money, buy a big tractor, let it sit, make money with the thing that's on sale, cross 350, and then you can sell the tractors back to get your money rolling again, and then you can start building up your funds again. So hit just before 350, build up your funds, build up your storehouse of equipment, have some stuff in the bank, hit 350, you lose it all and buy the farm, sell your excess equipment, and now you've got money again to rebuild your stockpile by purchasing these items. Now, the item is random. The more expensive the item, obviously, then the faster you can do this because the bigger amount of profit you'll make on each sale. So if it's a harvester or a tractor that's on sale, you might be able to make 20K per item that you sell. So you can make 100K, 140K, because you can do 7 of these at a time. But because it's this simple loader, I'm only making, what is it, 2,500 per item sale, and I can do 7, so I'm like at 18,000, 19,000. But that's okay too, because that means you can start the process with a lower amount of money in the bank. If you need to buy a $100,000 tractor once to make the profit, then you got to have $100,000. And with this, you only need 20,000. So easy to get the process rolling. Okay, so when you hit that mark, hit the 350, after you've got some stuff saved up, you will now have unlocked the achievement for buying your own farm, which is your very own farm. Okay, so this is kind of like the last hurdle. You got to get those 100 jobs out of the way. You got to do them, grind them out, get the money, and then you can use the cash exploit to build up your funds. And then from there, it's pretty much easy street. Okay, so the next thing you need to do is own some stuff. Well, when you buy the farm, for $350,000. That only gets you part of the farm. The rest of it comes in the form of a $1 million loan. So you need to pay that off, and then you need to buy a bunch of stuff. So the next thing that you need is money. Well, guess what? We already know how to make tons and tons of money. Of course, you can do it the legit way. You buy the farm, you get a couple fields, you can start to rent equipment, work them, harvest, sell, and make money that way. Or you can get huge sums of cash very quickly with the selling exploit. So when you have that money start to roll in, you're gonna need to get enough to pay off your loan and then to buy a bunch of stuff, namely some equipment, some vehicles, and all of the farmland in the game. And then pay off your loan, and then also own every field in the game. I didn't math it out exactly, but if you're at about 1.5 million, I think you'll be good to do everything that you need to do. So own 5 attachments, easy enough. That's gonna come just maybe from renting, from the early part of the game when you're doing the purchase exploit. If I buy 7 of these, I bought 5 attachments, so I'm gonna get that one. Halfway there, you need 500,000 in the bank at any time. So don't get 100,000 and then pay off 100,000 in your loan and go back to 0. That doesn't make any sense. It would take too long. When you get all of your money all at once, get the 1.5 million and then take care of everything all at once. So when you build up to 500K, even if you still own the $1 million loan, you'll get the achievement. Landowner is to buy 10 fields. Again, get all your money, get the 1.5 million, buy all the fields at once. You'll hit 10, you'll get this, you'll get the last one, you'll get that one as well. Owning vehicles, again, part of the process. Depends what the sale item is, but you can just buy some tractors. Buy the cheapest tractor. But when you have 5 vehicles, it could be a car, it could be a truck, anything that's drivable, then you'll get this one too. And so that's all of the achievements that I have. I saved some of these at the end here for this final push. So we need to have $1 million in our account. We need to own all the fields. We need to have 10 workers going at the same time, own 20 pieces of equipment, and then pay off the debt. So let's get the $1 million first. And again, I would say go to $1.5 million, but I've done some of the legwork, so you'd have to watch it happen in the video. Okay, so we're going to purchase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then sell them. And we should get 1 million here for the achievement to pop. There it is. Millionaire, have 1 million in your account. And then with that out of the way, we can go into finances. And here you can see repay loan 10,000 a pop. And I've got in red there, you can see 190,000 left. So let's pay that off. And again, that'll start at 1 million. But I prepaid a bunch of it down, so we didn't have to sit here for 5 minutes while I repay each of these 10,000. Yes, there's no, as far as I can tell, ability to pay it all at once. You have to do it in these 10,000 increments. So this should give us the pay off your debt. There we go, debt free, pay off your debt in career mode. And we saw a pop-up there for a new quest to get 2 million. Fortunately, that is not an achievement, so you don't have to do that one if you don't want to. Okay, so now we need to own all the fields and own 20 pieces of equipment and then have 10 workers going at the same time. Okay, so to get the 10 workers, you're gonna need 10 tractors and 10 attachments for the tractors. So I'm going to grab all those. I'll kind of fast forward the video here so you don't have to watch it in slow-mo. We'll get a tractor and a plow for each one. We'll hook them up, spread them across 10 fields, and then I'll show you how that works to get all 10 going at the same time. So fast forward that, and then I'll rejoin you once it's all set. And there we go, getting this set up. Again, needing all those pieces of equipment, we're able to unlock Apparatus for owning 20 pieces of equipment. You will need 20, right, to work 10 fields at a time. You need 10 tractors and you need 10 attachments. So that's your 20. You're guaranteed to get this if you get that other achievement for having 10 workers going at the same time. Okay, I think that's 9 set up, so this should be number 10. And while I get this one in position, we've got a little bit of a drive ahead of us. I figured I would give just some overall impressions and thoughts on the game if you're, deciding to pick this one up. Again, it's not great. It's not super smooth. There are some issues with it. Some, user interface troubles for sure. How do you know if the land that you're working on, right, you have these big fields and then you have to plow it, and after you've plowed it you have to cultivate it, and after you cultivate it you have to seed it. Well, if you're doing that manually, it is really difficult to tell which strip of soil has been treated in what way. If you're trying to line yourself up to make your second pass hit right up against your first pass without overlap, you don't want to be wasting time, but without a gap, because A, some of the missions, and B, just making sure your fields are in good shape, you want to have that as accurate as possible. It's really, really tough. The distinction, they do put some kind of texture down. If it's, you watered the field, they do get a liquid look, but you kind of have to have the view just from the right angle to even be able to see the moisture on the ground. It's really tough, especially if there's growth on the ground. If the crop is starting to come through, it can obscure the field, and then how do I know where my stuff is going? How do I know which parts I've hit? Very difficult. And for a game that you spend 90% of the time going back and forth making straight lines in a field, you think that would be somewhere that they would spend a lot of their time and energy, is making sure that interface and interaction was good. It's pretty bad. But on the plus side, there's from an achievement specific standpoint, there's a ton of the game that you can just ignore. There's animals. You can get 4 different kinds of animals, no relation to achievements. You don't have to use them at all. You don't have to interact with them. You can kind of just ignore it. There's tons of different crops and different equipment for the different crops. If you want something to go after corn, that's different than the equipment you use to harvest wheat. And doesn't matter. You don't need to get a certain amount of corn, a certain amount of wheat, a certain amount of all the crops. Nope. It's all money related. And thanks to the kind of exploit that we have, the money issues go away and resolve themselves. So all 10 of our tractors, I believe now, are in position in the fields. Now, obviously, I'm going to plow all these fields whether they've got stuff on it or not. You wouldn't want to do this in the game. You'd want to give them the appropriate level of treatment, but we're just going for efficiency here, 10 out of 10, and getting this done. So on each field, is this the last field I didn't buy? No, okay, I've got 2. Oh, nope, this is. Okay, so let's buy this field first, and so that will pop our Own All the Fields achievement. And you can see each field, the more expensive ones are about 10K, maybe a little bit more than that. And then everything else is a little under 9, 8, 7,000, depending on the size and depending on your relationship. If you do the 100 jobs, you'll build up relationship with each of the 5 farmers that sell the land, and you'll get the best price. So that's where I got that 1.5 million. That includes getting all the fields and getting all the equipment you're gonna need. So let's purchase. And that should be, there we go. Seigneur, Own All the Fields, and 200 Gamerscore. That was a big one. Okay, so this is Tractor 1, and you can see if you have it in position on the field, you can hire the worker. So there's 1, and unlike some games where the equipment is there, you can kind of see it moving, you just get this icon, the tractor disappears, it's on a timer, you can kind of see in here on the workers tab, that person is working, it's gonna take them 4 hours and 30 minutes. That's in-game time. So if you want them to finish, you could obviously rest. Time will advance 6 hours, they'll be done. Or you can just speed up time so that it'll go quickly. And then that'd be, I don't know, like 5 real minutes of time for that to go by. Another word of caution on if you're using multiple workers, when their jobs finish, they get shunted back to your like main farm. And I've had a couple of times where if I had 2 workers going at the same time, I rested. That means they both got done simultaneously, right? When I woke up, they were done. They got put into the same garage slot, stacked on top of each other. The tractors couldn't move. I had to like sell the tractors. Tons of problems like that in this game. Stuff can flip over. You can't flip it back. You have to sell it. Just another one of the pains of this game. Okay, that out of the way, let's wrap up. I think we are on our last achievement. Yep, this is it. So that is 1 farmer or 1 worker going. Here's 2, 3. Okay, that's fitting. This is another good thing to note here, and we'll just drop this one. Your equipment can only be used by a worker if it's 100% full. So you could see that seed machine was close, was at 95%, it more than enough to do the work for the field. But if it's not at 100%, the workers cannot use it. So extremely frustrating. Every time you have a worker do something, you then have to take the machine, go to the fill up spot and put, you know, the 1% refill in it in order to bring it back to the field and then have them use it. It's another one of the like super frustrating things about this game and its interface, and like why. If they don't have enough to do the job, fine, tell me they can't do it. But no need for there being 99% in. They could do 10, 20, 30 of the jobs, but no, it's not full, so we won't let you do it. Okay, so instead we'll fill up the water. That's quick and easy. And again, I'll show you here, this is watering is something you want to do by yourself. There's no need to have a worker do this job. You turn this on and you can drive quickly, and the spray is big, and you can just cover your field, right? You wouldn't hire a worker to do this, but for the purpose of getting the achievement, we are going to. So let's, and because I, of course, turned the water on, it's now not full, and so the worker will not do it. Again, you can see the frustrations with some of the aspects of this game. Okay, one more time. Head back, refill the water tank. All right, 10,000, we're full. And this time we won't turn it on. We are just going to put them to work on the field. Okay. Next. And was that all of them? Not yet. That should be 10. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There it is, a delayed achievement, 50 gamer score, sit back and relax. 10 workers doing a job at the same time, and not 10 workers doing the same job, 10 workers doing 10 different jobs. So you need 10 fields, 10 tractors, 10 attachments, and then you have to each have them hired at the same time to get that achievement. And that's it. That wraps it up. 15 out of 15, 1,000 gamer score. Again, you can spend a ton of time if you're grinding out that little bit of money early on, trying to work the fields and go through those processes, trying to do it yourself and not hire workers to be more efficient. Super frustrating, super slow. You could spend hours and hours and hours. And if you have fun doing that, by all means do it. But if you're here for the 1,000 gamer score rapport, you're trying to get it done as quickly as possible. Follow these tips and you can have this done in a weekend and move on to the next game and the next challenge and the next 1,000 gamer score. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.